Hi, I'm Malcolm McKellar, your Manitoba Party candidate for Spruce Woods in the upcoming election on April the 19th. I am standing at Wawanesa Collegiate, now part of the Southwest Horizon School Division. This is a school I went to. My kids also went to this school. I want to talk to you about how we finance our education system in Manitoba. The current taxation method we use is every school board in the province decides how much money they need to operate, less any provincial funding. They decide on a mill rate to set for the whole school division. The mill rate is then multiplied by the portion assessment value on your property tax bill. The above taxation model was made for the locally controlled schools or smaller school divisions in the 19th through 20th centuries. It is not a fair or equitable way to finance our education system today. In fact, Manitoba is the last and only province to use this method of taxation to finance our education system. Here's the problem. There is not one equal per pupil cost in this province due to each school board levying their own tax rates. This model is outdated and needs to be corrected to get this province moving forward. Here's my proposal for fixing this, and it's not a new idea. It was implemented in 2009 by Saskatchewan. Here's a quote from Saskatchewan background document regarding the reasoning of change of education taxes. And I quote, historical tax wealth. School divisions that had a greater access to revenue simply spent more on their operations. Other divisions that had comparatively low fiscal capacity were not able to spend at an equitable level. Here's the solution. The provincial government would set the education mill rate based on all assessments of residential, industrial, commercial, etc. in the province. The municipalities would still be in charge for collection. They would then submit the money to the province, and this money would be put into a special fund or account administered by the Department of Education. The money would then be distributed to the school division boards to administer on a made in Manitoba funding model. The formula or funding model doesn't have to be complex. Saskatchewan's is only 64 pages for the 2015-16 and covers every aspect on who and what the money goes towards. Alberta's is roughly 140 pages. It's time to update our outdated education tax system and make it fair and equitable for every student and every property taxpayer in the province. Now, I'm just an old dirt farmer. Got my PhD from the Northwest 28718. What do I know? Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, although I like to compare myself to the character in the movie Astronaut Farmer, to figure out there's a problem when there are announcements of 4, 5, 6% increases by school divisions for the upcoming school year. They're above the rate of inflation. Wages in the private sector are not rising that fast. Commodity prices are decreasing. This sort of out-of-control taxation needs to be reined in. The taxation by school divisions is unsustainable in its current form. And there is the issue of whether individual school boards should be negotiating labor contracts with the respective unions. Maybe this should also become a provincial responsibility due to labor costs. But I have to admit, I would not like the idea of the NDP negotiating labor contracts with the teachers' union. And possibly we could have a debate if we're teaching our students the correct things for the mid-21st century and 22nd century to come. Look, within 10 years there will be autonomous vehicles on the road. Farmers are using GPS steering technology in most of their equipment now. And a young farmer from south of Killarney invented a tractor that is autonomous, and it doesn't have to have anyone in the cab, and it pulls alongside a combine with a grain cart, then drives away on its own. This was done using shareware and freeware off the internet. Are we preparing our young students for the future? Let's have the debate. We hire our MLAs to make this province a better place, but they are not concerned. They only sit twice a year for only 4 months at the most now. I'm not really sure whether they're worth 80 or 90,000 base salary they're paid. The do-nothing, stand-pat attitude is not getting us anywhere. Maybe, just maybe, we could have a little debate about this during this election. But I'm only one voice, and I may not get off this video. Let's make this province great again. Change is not a bad thing. Progressive thinking is needed to get this province out of this mess. I am McKellar. I'm your Manitoba Party candidate for Spruce Woods.